The next is Nasarawa. Nasarawa in Kano. Nasarawa local government area in Kano collected 6.39 billion naira in a year. Bauchi, this is Bauchi local government area in Bauchi state, collected as well 6.24 billion naira in the last 1 year. Any of you who came from all these areas, these local government areas, imagine some of you who didn't know that your local government area actually was paid over 1 billion naira. Then one mofo governor is telling you that he is not touching local government money, yet local government workers are not paid. Local government primary schools are all dilapidated. Local government clinics, primary health care is dead. Community roads, township roads, community drainage system, all gone. And yet, your money, where is your money? They say it is with the governor. And then these criminals tells you and say, I am only doing you a favor. I don't think you believe that. But here is Akpabiole. Akpabiole, before we get to Akpabiole, one of these will be Akpo, Abi Ikwere local government and others from Rivers states. They celebrated the judgment. So I want you to, let's go to their court first. Then we'll kind of hear from Akpabiole on the implementation, because like the money should go directly now.
In all the 774 local governments in Nigeria, our people cannot see rapid developments. So we just want to thank God Almighty for giving us a president like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has had the courage to take this step by coming to the proper place to say, let the proper interpretation be made to give life to the third tier. Enough of the intimidation by forces who do not want democracy to exist in Nigeria. Mr. President, we say thank you for being a true Democrat. Thank you for giving life to democracy in Nigeria. We will never forget these gifts you've given to us. We want to say that democracy can now work at the third tier, and Nigeria is on the movement of rising again. Dr. Wanasike Samuel is my name.
My name is Ichako Ikoko. I am the Director General, the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria. Well, first of all, as far as I'm concerned, there's no winner, there's no loser. The Nigerian people will enjoy the benefits of good governance. I think this has been in the clamor for a long time. It's not personal. What is important is that the people will hold chairmen now more accountable, because the funds are going directly to them. And I think that it is time for us to move this discussion forward.
Well, the judgment just delivered by the Supreme Court has finally laid to rest the issue of allocation of funds to the local governments in Nigeria. Their lordships considered the matter and came to a conclusion that although Section 162, so 5 and 6 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria makes provision that money due to local government shall be paid through the joint account, but that provision was considered to be a discretionary provision, meaning it can be tinkered with. And in their lordship's judgment, they said that is not mandatory. Or their lordship came to a conclusion that money due to local government shall henceforth be paid directly from the Federation account to the 774 local government and 6 municipal council in Abuja. So that laid the matter to rest today.
But are you scared that there may be implementation problems? Sometimes this judgment comes up and then the others may not really see the light of that. Since the court has even said it must be done henceforth, are you scared that the implementation might take time?
Well, to comment on the implementation would be mere speculative, and I am not in the position to speculate. I believe the state governors, the state governments will comply with the judgments. They will look at it and they'll do the needful. I won't comment on the speculative part.
Thank you.
I didn't get the question. Is are there creations of the constitution? If they are not included in the 774 local government and 6 6 councils in Abuja. But if they are created by the constitution, then they will enjoy what Section 162, so 5 and 6, and the judgment of the Supreme Court today provided. Thank you very much. My name is Johnson Usman. I represent Attorney General of Borno State.
Well, the judgment on local government autonomy have just been delivered by the Supreme Court. We will get the certified true copy of the judgment as a body. The body of State Attorneys General of the Federation will study it and then we'll come up with our statement on it. Thank you. My name is Dr. Ben Odo, the chairman of the body.
Yes, Judgment of the press, Ashistosito Kechukwu. I'm a member of the All Progressive Congress. For me, today's judgment is historic and iconic judgment that has restored grassroots democracy, which our emperor governors had dampened for the last 25 years. I commend the Lord Justices of the Supreme Court for the judgment that have restored democracy to our grassroots. Because democracy almost disappeared from our rural communities when our governors appropriated the local government powers, rigged local government elections, mismanaged federal allocation. I commend President Tinubu and his Attorney General Lateef Fagbemi for this suit. We recall that President Tinubu had been in the vanguard of fighting for the autonomy of local government, even back when he was governor in Lagos. His efforts and perseverance have paid off today. And I urge all Nigerians to henceforth rise up and go back to your communities to make sure that your councillors and your local government chairman are accountable, because 20.6% of federal allocation will be useful in transforming our communities. All that will be needed is the supplement from the states and the federal government. But if we allow the 20.6% federal allocation to go down the drain, as the governors have done, then in all the 774 local governments.
Like I said, there is implementation, and why this is just a zobo. However, they will still probably return back to the Supreme Court, okay, when the National Assembly will reject it. And anyway, this is what numbers I also want to reel in, okay, before we hear from them again, right? From the Nigeria, or National Bureau of Statistics of Nigeria, they said the northeast of Nigeria, which comprises the following states and their local government areas. You see, the northeast, okay, let me put it this way. In Nigeria, they have 774 local government areas. They have 6 geopolitical zones, like, you know, northeast, northwest, north central, southeast, southwest, south, right? Now you see the northeast, out of the 774 local government areas, you have 112, right? Local government areas there. in the northeast of Nigeria. So you have the Adamawa. From what I have here, you have the Adamawa, and they have 21 local government areas. In 1 year, the entire local government areas in Adamawa State collected 72.69 billion naira in 1 year. Then you have Bauchi with 20 local government areas. Now, in the same year, 2023 to 2024, there are 20 local government areas collected 81.05 billion naira. Then you have Borno. Borno State expectedly was supposed to have 27 local government areas. But out of the 27 local government areas, just less than 10 is actually functional. The rest have been taken over by terrorists. I am talking about the rest of the local government areas. Wherever you find anybody there, they are now paying their taxes to the terrorists controlling them. Others, they've all moved to the state capital in Maiduguri. And that's why every penny that comes to Borno State goes straight into the hand of that Zulum. Or guess how much they collected in the last 1 year? All of the 27 local government areas of Borno State. Shingbain, they don't contribute to. Shingbain, Sisi, they don't contribute to Nigeria revenue, the revenue drive. Shishi. 27 local government areas in Borno collected 95.65 billion naira in 1 year. Then you have Gombe. Gombe with 11 local government areas. They collected 43.28 billion naira. Then you have Yobe. Yobe with 17 local government areas collected 59.77 billion naira in 1 year. And finally, Taraba. Taraba has 16 local government areas, and they collected 59, that is a 59.59 billion naira in 1 year. If you are from all this part of Nigeria and you stumble on this video, you look around and tell me the presence of that billions in your own, your healthcare and all of that. So that's why they say if the money goes straight to the local government, elected government, now you can hold them responsible. Okay, and if any of them suddenly become Ezegu and all of that, you can pick them up, Abi. Like you can pick the governors up. Here is what these guys have on the issue in their studio this afternoon.
Yeah, but before I go to section 162, please permit me to go to the fourth schedule, because a lot of people don't understand what this had led us to. Fourth schedule, talks about the functions of the local government. And if I read these functions to you, there is no state in Nigeria where local government today is performing these functions, because they have completely been taken over by the state government. The main functions of a local government council are as follows: the consideration and making of recommendation for a state commission on economic planning or any similar body. The economic development of the state, particularly as far as the area of authority of the council or the state are affected, and proposal made by the said commission body. Collection of rates, radio and TV licenses, establishment and maintenance of cemetery, burial ground and homes for the destitute or infirm. Licensing of bicycle trucks other than mechanically propelled trucks, canoe, wheelbarrow and carts. Establishment, maintenance and regulation of slaughter slabs, slaughter houses, markets, motor parks and public conveniences. Construction and maintenance of roads, streets, lightning, drain, highway, parks, garden and open spaces. Naming of roads and numbering of houses. Provision of and maintenance of public conveniences, registration of births, deaths, and marriages, assessment of privately owned houses or tenement rate, and the list goes on. And then you now come to section 162 that you referred to. A lot of misconception also, if you look at section 162, subsection 6, 7, and 8, particularly, because it says, subsection C says, each state shall maintain special account to be called State Joint local government account, into which shall be paid all allocation to the local government council of the state from the federation account and from the government of the state. There's this misconception that that account is for the state government also to draw funds from. There is nowhere in subsection 6, 7, and 8 where the state was authorized to draw funds from that account. What you have in subsection 7, it says, each state shall pay to the local government council in its area of jurisdiction such proportion of its total revenue on such terms and in such manner as may be prescribed by the National Assembly. Subsection 8 says, the amount standing to the credit of local government council of state shall be distributed among the local government council of that state on such term and in such manner as may be prescribed by the House of Assembly of the state. So if you look at this section, it does not authorize the state to draw funds. I've listened to a lot of former local government chairmen speak on the issues of local government revenue. When I went to the function, you find out that even salaries for local government have completely been taken over by states. States pay salaries for local government officials. They collect tenement rate, they number streets, they collected signages, even registration. And at the end of the day, they create what they call a joint account. And then now say, oh, we're trying to manage the funds, so we'll share to the states. But in actual sense,
the Supreme Court says now payments should be made directly to the local councils. Now, does the ruling by the Supreme Court, does it repeal that section of Section 162 that you have quoted?
No.
Because the state joint account will still exist. And the states say what they charge is administrative charges.
Administrative charges for collection of funds by virtue of Section 163.
Bank charges.
And so that's where I think this is a step in the right direction. But until we also amend Section 197, to ensure that the election into the local government is conducted by a body different from states' electoral body, we will just be dancing around the issues, because at the end of the day, the state governors I call them emperors, are still going to appoint people into this local government, and then the revenue comes to you, and they tell you,
God help you, don't bring it back.
You will be removed from office the next day. They look for opportunities to remove you. So that's where the challenge is. It's a step in the right direction. It will encourage people to now begin to look into the local government revenue the same way people look at state revenue. We don't criticize local states electoral bodies the way we criticize or talk about INEC. If we channel half of the energy that we use to, talk about INEC to some of these state electoral bodies, we'll probably, not have what we have, the selection processes that we have at the state level. And then we'll be able to say truly with this judgment that we'll be able to get a lot from it. But with what this judgment has simply done is to state the law as it is. But implementation, because in Nigeria, our problems are not lack of laws. Even this law as it is, if we are to implement it, ordinarily you won't have this problem. But implementation, yeah.
At least you know now, Abi. That is why I said it is a pure scam. But let me tell you what will make it real. Okay? It's a bobo. Bokwari did it too. But my people suffer what you call the Stockholm syndrome. Okay? They forget easily like that. So you have to snap them back to life. That all these things you are seeing, Bokwari did them too. There was a Supreme Court judgment. All now bobo, all now fake. Because you see those state governors who also control the state's electoral bodies. They devise means that shows that they are not touching the money. Okay, whatever we take from that account is just commission. By law, I think I still have that poster. Let me put this poster back up. Okay. So by their definition, okay, functions of the local government areas, right? Now, consideration and making of recommendations to a state commission on economic planning, collection of rates, radio and television licenses, establishment and maintenance of cemeteries, burial grounds, and homes for the destitute or infirm. Each local government area in Nigeria was supposed to have homeless people shelter. You have to have a shelter for the homeless people that is funded by the local government. You can go there and feed. Right? Licensing of bicycles, trucks, other than mechanically propelled trucks, canoes, wheelbarrows, and carts. You dey listen? These are the job of local government too, because that is where they were supposed to be generating their own money. Establishment, maintenance, and regulation of slaughterhouses, abattoir, slaughter slabs, markets, motor parks, and public conveniences, public toilets, right? Or public park. Now, it is also the function of local government to, one, again, control and regulation of outdoor advertising and hoarding, movement and keeping of pets of all description. They are supposed to be managing your zoos. Yeah, all the zoo. Each local government was supposed to have their own zoo. Restaurants, bakeries, and other places for sale of food to the public. Laundries, licensing, regulation, and control of the sale of liquor. All your pubs, local government area were supposed to be giving you the licenses. But states don't collect all of that. See, construction and maintenance of roads, streets, street lightings, drains, and other public highways, parks, gardens, open spaces, or such public facilities as may be described from time to time by the House of Assembly of a state. Naming of roads, streets, and numbering of houses. Provision and maintenance of public conveniences, sewage, and refuse disposal. Registration of all birth, death, and marriages. Assessment of privately owned houses or tenements for the purpose of levying such rate as may be described by the House of Assembly of a state. Participate in the provision and maintenance of primary, adult, and vocational education, the development of agriculture and natural resources other than the exploitation of materials, the provision and maintenance of health services. If your local government is doing all of this, Baba, would you go to any city and live in any city? Would you just stay in your local area and just enjoy the prosperity of your land? Your local government is the one that is generating fund. Areas where they have the exploration, or what's it called, of any of your mineral resources, that local government will hand their money from that. Then they collect money from Abuja too. Listen to this. The Southwest local government, Southwest states, Yoruba states, in the last 1 year, okay? We have 6 states in the Western region or Southwest geopolitical zone. Now, Ekiti State, they have 16 local government areas. Now, Ekiti, in the last 1 year, all these 16 local governments collected 51.66 billion naira. 16 local government areas in Ekiti. Averagely, each local government, no local government in Ekiti collected less than 500 million naira a month. Do the math, okay? When you do all the math and put them together, you will come back to that, no local government in Ekiti collected less than 500 million. I don't know if you are from Ekiti State. Any of your local government, any of them shows like they collected more than 600 million in the last 1 year. Any of them, sorry, only 600 million, 6 billion rather. Do you have any member, any local government in Ekiti that can say, Omo, I can see the work of 6 billion naira in my local government area? But do you know what 6 billion can do in a year in your local government, apart from paying salaries, right? The money has gone to the private pocket of these rogues and their lackeys, right? Now, we have in Lagos State. Lagos State has 20 local government areas recognized among the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. Do you know that the 20 local government areas in Lagos State also drawn a total of 259 billion naira in 1 year from Abuja? Are you aware? Okay. Then another state is Ogun State. Ogun State has 20 local government areas as well. Now, between May 2023 and June 2024, between June 2023 and May 2024, 20 local government areas in Ogun State actually collected 69.89, that's a 70 billion naira. 70 billion naira in 1 year, averaging 500 million naira per local government area. So which means all of you who come from Odogbolu, my own local government area, do you think Odogbolu local government looked like a local government that was collecting 500 million naira